In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius is going to very frequently refer to one of the Stoic cardinal virtues, that is justice. And it has some pretty vast scope, not just within the meditations, but within Stoic philosophy. So keep in mind that the Stoics not only distinguished four cardinal virtues, but also took each of them and broke them down into a number of subordinate virtues, all of which are encompassed by that main cardinal virtue. So justice gets referenced a lot as dikaiosune or to dikaion, or a person being dikaios. That's the cardinal virtue. And Marcus talks about that more than he does any other cardinal virtue. But there's also a lot of references to the function of justice, which is dividing or allotting or assigning shares according to merit or fairness. And then we get a lot of references and uses of terms that designate these subordinate virtues that the Stoics identified. So some of these have to do with what we might call justice in its strict sense. He talks about fair dealing, mosune, it's a tough word to say, and he uses the term pistis a lot, which means, trustworthiness or fulfilling commitments. That's part of it. But the Stoics also talked quite a bit about good fellowship, and Marcus won't use the exact term, but he uses a similar term, koinonia. He also uses words for being beneficial. And then another key aspect of justice for the Stoics is kindness. And most often Marcus will use this term that shows up all over his work, eumenes or eumeneia, which means to be kind to people. But he also talks about agreeableness and affection in a couple different ways, even being useful or beneficial to other people. And then finally, we have piety. This is a really important part of justice for the Stoics. Eusebia and also hosios or hosiotes and theosebes. Marcus will also talk about following the gods, obeying the gods, and even blessing the gods. So that's a key aspect of it. There are a few other references that we might want to place under the cardinal virtue of justice. One of these is aletheia, which we translate as honesty or truthfulness. Another possible candidate is eleutheria, which we translate as freedom. And the verdict is out a little bit on those. But you see just how wide the scope is of justice for Marcus.